Hi everybody, today I introduce you to a new Spanish artist recommended by my partner who is from the Basque Country in Spain, Bilbao. And he recommended Chica Sobresalto and he played one or two of her tracks and I said, wow, I have to feature her. So today's the day when I introduce another new act so early in 2023 that I shall feature throughout the year for all of you to savor. I'm very impressed with her. I think she's pretty special. And thank you, gracias por todo, Fernando, for always helping me out when it comes to finding and discovering new artists from Spain. That's why I feature a lot of Spanish artists on my channel, because he influences me, and when I hear them, I think they deserve to be heard. So Chica, 2023 is your year on my channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe. There's quite a bit about the song, and I'm going to minimize it by just giving you her Shock Girl, which is her alter ego, is the artistic name, and this is her real name, Mayalin Gurbindo. I hope I've said that correctly. And she's a 27-year-old composer, singer, and instrumentalist from Spain. In 2017, she self-published her first work, Sobresalto, and that same year, 2017, she won the Art Joven de Navarra contest. And she's known as the Navarrese girl, but according to my partner who's Basque, she has a Basque connection as well. And in 2020, she jumps to the forefront of the news all over due to her entry into Operation Triunfo, which is a talent show. At the end of it, she ended up performing 20 concerts throughout Spain, selling out the seats in a few hours because people really liked what they heard. And that's why she's pretty special. You're going to absolutely adore her as much as me. I know you are. The song is a hit. That song was a hit on digital platforms, and her first digital hit got her over 4 million views in the first couple of weeks. Pretty impressive, no? On January the 8th last year, she started with Adrenalina, a new single, this time with Zara. A luminous theme that glows with each note, with this catchy melody, that sound that was on radios all over the country and was also a big hit for her. She just keeps producing hits because when people listen to her, and Shock Girl is her alter ego, she leaves us in shock. So it's the perfect alter ego for this artist. And in Chica's case, she wrote this song from those feelings, from that hospital, from her thoughts. And it's almost like people say we are multi-personalities in one. And she just tapped into those personalities that were always hidden. And thus this song came about. So she gives compliments. She said, I composed it on myself on the piano, but then I played it to friends as always. Gorka, who's one of her producers, did an incredible pre-production job on it, and later we finished it off with Santos and Florin, who have worked often in the recording studio with Chica on previous tracks, whom both Gorka and herself love and respect madly. I'll never get to Pax's face with his bass tremolo, which is an instrument when he was going through the lyrics, going through the music, the feelings of the music, the feelings of the lyrics, and what they all experience. It's like that chill factor. Do we get the chill factor with this new artist I brought to my channel? Let's take a listen. I think we will. In a lot of good ways, not just bad.
No sé a qué mierda espero para escribirte una canción. Una sin partículas tóxicas que obstruyan tu respiración. Hace tiempo que ya no entiendo nada, pero sí que sé que por karma te toca a alguien mejor. Aquí donde me ves, tengo la fuerza de todos los vientos. Aquí donde me ves, tengo en el cuerpo 1000 guerras. Los arqueros a tiro, los soldados dispuestos. He vendido mi alma al diablo, el caballo de Troya ardido. Tengo un ejército de mí que dispara cuando quiero. Tengo un oráculo que no me responde. Lo comprendo. Sé que me llevas en todos los huesos. Sé que me llevas en toda la piel. Aquí donde me ves, tengo la fuerza de todos los vientos. Aquí donde me ves, tengo en el cuerpo 1000 guerras. Los arqueros al tiro, los soldados dispuestos. He vendido mi alma al diablo, el caballo de Troya ardido. Los arqueros al tiro, los soldados dispuestos. He vendido mi alma al diablo y mi puta torre ha caído. He ganado mucho y me he perdido a mí. Búscame en las ruinas, a ver, en la M30, a ver, en Happier Than Ever, a ver.
Straight away, I'm going to say something that is out of the ordinary, but hit me during that video. Chica Sobrasalto, you remind me of Kate Bush, and I'll tell you why the great Kate Bush came to mind. Kate Bush was a fabulous interpreter of dance during her, we only have to think of Wuthering Heights and all of that, and she was able to, through dance, express symbolism in a profound manner that most people would be like, wow, this artist is pretty special. And even today, Wuthering Heights recently climbed the charts again, was in a Netflix series, chimed the clock charts in America, and she became a hit all over again with everybody throwing up different versions of that particular song. So, Chica, you remind me of her, the long black hair, the expressionism in dance, and your lyrics. And La Torre was full of symbolism that was powerful. And another thing that struck me with the dances, Felicidades los dos, to the chicas, the dances, are spectacular. And I'll tell you why. During that video, we have two dancers. One is dark skinned, one is light skinned. And don't forget what the prefix I gave you in the video before, which was about the song itself and how Chica wrote it and where it came from, its origins, looking at the hospital, all of that. So you mix that up and you've got your evil and you've got your good side. Evil's always represented with darkness, and so that's one dancer. And fighting with the chains is the good side of us. What we call the insane and the insanity. No, the sanity and the insanity, sorry. And that was represented very effectively through the dances, the twists of the body, all of that. And the colors of the video was amazing as well, because it set the mood for the whole video. And the rose inside the ice. And let's see now what the lyrics say. And I'll wrap it up because I won't be that long now going through the lyrics, because I've already given you a lot of information about the song. The lyric says, I don't know what the expletive, I can't say it for YouTube. I'm waiting to write you a song, one with toxic particles to obstruct your breathing. I have not understood anything for a long time, she says, but I do know that by karma somebody touches you. Here where you see me, I have strength of all the winds. Here where you see me, I have 1,000 wars in my body. The arches at the shot. Now straight away, even in the lyrics, she's reinforcing the symbolism that's in the video. She's talking about, which I think is beautifully put in lyrics, 1,000 wars in my body. That's the mind. That's all those feelings she talked about, how this song came about. You know, all the dark thoughts and going into an area of almost experiencing being evil when your nature is a good person. So we have the dances, intertwining and fighting with the chains and separating and looking at the rose in the melted ice. Will evil override her good side? Let's continue. But she talks about it. That's all going on. The arches at the shot, and we've seen that. And where does that symbolism come from? Arches into the heart. So she's feeling pain, she's feeling everything. She's going crazy with it all. And will she be shot in the heart? We'll continue. The willing soldiers, I've sold my soul to the devil. The Trojan horse is burnt. I've an army that shoots when I want. Straight away you think of the rose in the ice. She sold her soul to the devil. I think that's encapsulated in that. How many times have we heard songs where you touch the rose and you prick and the blood drips? So she's frozen that. Her soul has been sold. Will she be pricked? Will she drip dry everything that's in her? The Trojan horse is burnt. But I don't think it has, because during the video again, you see her going up steps, you see her clawing on the ground. She's fighting. So I think saying that isn't the case. It continues. I have an army in me that shoots when I want. And that means verbally. She has an army of thoughts that sometimes her thoughts come out through her speech. And when you're upset, when you've seen something, when something is touching your evil because you've looked at a hospital and felt spiritually those spirits within inside and it's driving you crazy, where is this coming from? It's almost like the Trojan horse. Your defenses are down. How can I build the wall to protect myself again? And this is what it's about. Protection from your worst kind of thoughts. We all have them. All of us have evil thoughts at times. And it depends what level, but we all experience it. And she continues, I have an oracle that doesn't answer me. In other words, a karma, an energy. She doesn't feel anything. She's getting nothing back. I know that you carry me all in the bones. It's a belief that she has, but she's not feeling it. And I know that you carry me all in the skin. In other words, what you see is what I am, and is what I'm about. And it's one of my beliefs. I believe there is something spiritual in the world. But at the moment, she's possessed by spirits. So she continues, here where you see me, I have 1,000 wars in my body. So she's fighting all of these feelings, all of where did it come from? It's like the osmosis effect, a sponge being filled with water, and you do this and the water comes out. She's waiting for all of these bad feelings to be drained from her body. So there's a war going on, mentally and physically. The archers at the shot, the willing soldiers, have sold myself to the devil, she repeats. The Trojan horse is burned, she repeats. The archers at the shot, the willing soldiers. I've sold my soul to the devil. And my expletive, I can't use the word, tower has fallen. So she's crashed with the mental pressure of experiencing feelings from a situation that was so innocent in the beginning, almost like a third energy coming into her, that she just can't control. Because when you're possessed with something, or your eyes have seen something that affects the heart, that affects the mind, that affects your function, it's hard to know how to control it if you've never seen it before and you don't know how to deal with it. So how does she? She says, I've won a lot and I've lost myself. So she has built up the strength. She's learning to say, okay, calm down. Okay, I'm going to deal with this. I don't know what bad energy is around me, but I'm going to get rid of it. So she's turning her negative into positivity, and she's fighting. So the Trojan horse is back up. She might have lost herself mentally, but she'll find herself physically to keep going, and the mental and the physical will balance. And she says, looking in the ruins to see, on the M30, let's see, in happier than ever, let's see. And she finishes with happier than ever, because she believes good always overcomes evil. And that's what the whole thing is about. Sometimes in life, love, a situation, can throw us evil thoughts for no reason, or feelings. And when you are a good person, you wonder how you're going to deal with them. The two dances represented that. But in the end, the ice melted, the rose was exposed. So she sold her soul to the devil, she thought, in her crazy way of thinking, only to find everything melted. Everything turned to water, and water is the substance of life. And the rose wasn't pricked, and there was no blood spilt, because she learned to control her thoughts. Sometimes we just need to breathe, think, to move forward. And it's a song about encouragement, it's a song about passion, and it's a song about self-belief. And I loved it. And I have to say, thank you, Chica, for being on my channel. Thank you for listening. Ciao, till next time. Take care.